Hey everyone, welcome back. We have another awesome session presented by Melanie, and Melanie is going to talk about finding the fortune in your email list. Amazing. Excited to hear your presentation, Melanie.
Thank you so much, Natalie. I'm so excited to be here. So, can I just go ahead and start sharing this fun?
Yes.
All right. So, bear with me, please, everybody. This has not been totally cooperating today, but we'll do our best. Okay. So, I'm going to start, and Natalie, please chime in if it goes away. So, hi, everybody. I'm Melanie Herschorn, and I am excited to explain to you how to find the fortune with your email list today. And so, I'm just going to tell you a little bit about me. So, I danced on a TV show in Canada when I was in high school. My most embarrassing moment in my radio career and potentially in my lifetime up until now was when I accidentally played animal sounds instead of classical music on the radio. I was on a Bravo reality show back in the day as part of the PR team of a famous redheaded comedian. I started taking singing lessons at the age of 39 to fulfill a childhood dream of being able to sing. And my mission is to help amplify women's voices to help make this world a better place, and some men too. And I do that by content marketing strategy. And specifically, I help people who've written a book and they want to take that book and leverage it for their marketing to grow their sales and their brand as a whole. So, today we're talking about finding the fortune with your email list. And I thought it would be good to start with some key email statistics. So, the average open rate across all industries is about 22%, and it's dropping. And if you've been in the back end of your email platform recently, I know I have Kajabi right now, and it keeps telling me that it's not actually accurate what I'm seeing because now that so I think it's Apple has redone some things, and so now you're not even getting an accurate open rate. So open rates, they could be better. Only 39% of brands send a welcome email. How crazy is that? That means you are just like leaving all this money on the table if you don't even send a welcome email to your new subscribers. More than 40% of brands don't send a welcome email within the first 48 hours. And I have to tell you, we as humans, our memories are like goldfish these days. There's so much noise coming at you online all the time. So, if you don't send an email to somebody within 48 hours, I can guarantee they're not going to remember who you are or why they signed up. And that's when you start getting marked as spam and those unsubscribes. And get this, 27% of brands don't send any emails in the first 3 weeks. And by then, who? What? I don't remember this. Unsubscribe. So I want you to think about this for a second. You don't have a brick and mortar store. So when somebody comes to your virtual store, all they can do is look at your content, right? They can't pick things up and look at them and analyze and ask questions and feel it and smell it and all that. They can't. All they have to go on is your content. And that is why you have to be putting out content, especially in the form of emails. So, is your content winning new clients? Is it building your authority online? I've got a really fun quiz for you to take. And there it is. You can take it's at mycontentquiz.com. And you can see if your content is doing what it is supposed to be doing for you. You can take it while you're watching right now, just on your phone. So you've got leads, right? You've got leads. Now what? All we hear about is get leads, get leads, get leads. But here's what happens. If you get all these leads and you don't actually nurture the leads, picture a big bucket of leads with a big hole at the bottom, and all the leads are just falling through. That is what happens when you don't nurture your leads with emails. So let's talk about nurturing leads. What does it do? It warms your audience, right? They go, oh, I remember Melanie. She's the one that sent me that really cool thing yesterday. It positions you as an expert in your industry because you can send emails with tips and how-tos and showing them that you're a speaker, showing them that you are speaking at this particular event, or that you've written a book, or showing them that you are going to be doing some live collaboration on Instagram, whatever it is, positioning you as an expert in your industry. And it keeps you top of mind. Remember that goldfish mindset that we have. So if you don't regularly remind people of yourself, they're not going to remember. So sending emails regularly, and I recommend once a week at least, keeps you top of mind. So a lot of times we hear email marketing is dead. Let me tell you something. Email marketing is definitely not dead. Do you remember about a month ago when we all pulled out our phones and we couldn't get on Facebook? And then we went to Instagram and we couldn't get on Instagram. And we all spent almost an entire day Facebook and Instagramless. That was crazy. But I'll tell you what, the people who had email subscriber lists that were active didn't bat an eye, myself included. I just sent out an email that day and I said, see why you need an email subscriber list? It's because if something happens to Instagram, if something happens to Facebook and you can't get on, how would you reach those subscribers? I apologize if you guys can hear all the barking going on outside. I don't know. It's like a dog party. So I do believe in social media, but you can't rely on social media alone. That's just what it is, because you never know when it's not going to work. You don't own your social media followers, right? You don't own them. You are renting space in somebody else's house, basically. So if your Instagram account gets shut down or something happens, it gets disabled, how are you going to reach your people? There's also no guarantees that they're going to see what you're posting. So let's say you have a flash sale of some program or something. You could post about it. Maybe 3% of your people will see it, but maybe they'll see it in a week from now. How often do you get on Facebook and see something that happened to somebody that's pretty tragic, and it happened 3 days ago and you're only reading about it now? They already have 100 likes and you're like, oh, I'm the bad friend, right? That is what happens when you're relying on an algorithm. But with email marketing, there are no algorithms to rely on or to fear, because algorithms change all the time. We can't keep up with it. But with email marketing, you just keep your head down and growing that list and nurturing that list. So, what's the best email address to reward your loyalty with an endless barrage of spam? No. That's not what this is about. This is not about spamming people. This is about providing great value and showing them that you are an authority, serving basically, right? How often do you hear sales as serving? Well, so is marketing. Marketing in so many ways is serving as well. So let's talk email marketing strategy now. What is a great way to get those emails out regularly? Well, it's planning your content ahead of time. Not only what you're going to send, but when you're going to send it and why, right? Because you don't just want to wake up on a Wednesday morning and go, oh my gosh, I just have this overwhelming desire to send an email and it's going to be about this. And it's just going to come out of left field and people are going to be like, I don't understand, and delete, right? I mean, think about how many emails you get in a day. I have, I think I have like 7 or 8 email addresses. And I know in my Yahoo account, I have at least 100 emails every morning when I wake up that I go through. every single day and just like delete, delete, delete. And you don't want to be that one who's deleted, right? You want to have a plan for what you're doing. So, how do you really like figure out a good strategy? Well, take a conversion event, a podcast launch, a book launch, and reverse engineer your email marketing so that when people are getting your emails, you have sent them regularly, you're leading up to the launch. So that's the strategy there. So it's not just willy nilly, there's actually a plan behind it. So I'd love to know how often you are sending emails. If you want to put it in the chat, you can just put the number, it could be once a month, twice a month, every week. I'd love to know because ideally you're going to send it once a week. And often I hear, well, I don't want to bother people. I don't like getting emails. I don't want to do this. I don't want to do that. And I get it, there's a lot of mindset around this. But the truth is, if you don't send emails, somebody else will. And you want to keep those subscribers who have taken the time to give you their email address. You want to keep them in your orbit, showing them how great you are. So here are the 3 types of emails that you should be sending, and not all at once. There are 3 different kinds, and then I'm going to go into examples of them, and we will have time for questions at the end. So I'm just going to keep going here. So nurture emails. What does that mean? So you guys have gotten the dreaded newsletter. In fact, you've probably sent the dreaded newsletter, and it probably said newsletter, October 2018. And then let me just tell you, we don't send newsletters anymore. 2008 called and it wants its newsletters back. Okay. So they are nurture emails. Why? Because it's not just a vomiting of what you're up to, it's about nurturing the person reading it and showing them that you're the authority and giving them great information. Sales emails, these are obvious what they are. So a sales email is one of those emails you get where you are asking somebody to buy something, right? But here's the trick. A sales email can still have a nurture element to it. It doesn't have to be straight, hey, buy my thing. It can truly be, here's a great story about a client success. And if you are ready to join our program, click the button below and get your whatever. Handraiser emails. These are sneaky little guys. You have likely gotten them and not realized that that's what they are. So a handraiser calls out a specific group of people, and you might not even know that it came from an email marketing platform until you get to the bottom and it says unsubscribe because it looks like it's a one-on-one email. We'll go into that in a little bit. So let's talk nurture emails. They provide value, positions you as an authority. It warms up your leads so that eventually, when they are ready to buy, they buy from you. So I want to give you an example. So these are some ones that I did that have a great open rate. So 26%. So the subject line is, this is how to grow your biz. And I had a podcast episode all about growing and scaling a business. And so you can see that that is how nurture email. So I'm not asking for anything other than to listen to the podcast. And my button doesn't say listen to the podcast, right? It gives a call to action right on the button. And every email that you do should have a call to action, even if it's just leading people to the next thing, which could be to join your Facebook group. It doesn't always have to be for the sale, but it does have to be leading people to the next thing, because otherwise they're going to be reading your email. I mean, how often do you read emails on your phone in bed when you wake up or right before bed? And if it doesn't lead me to the next thing, I'm just going to delete it. So here's another one. Email much? So here I am talking about making excuses about why you're not sending emails regularly. And then I give some important things to know about email marketing. And my call to action is book a free strategy call. So now let's talk sales emails, because sales emails are the ones we get most, I would say. They're the ones, the Gap sends you a sales email every single day. I get one from Joanne Fabric, from Michaels, from the Gap, you name it. They send them every single day without fail. But a lot of people shy away from it. But there's a special nuance to it, right? So if you are sending a sales email, like I said, that has a little bit of a nurturing element where you're serving too, it's a lot more palatable. So you don't just want to ask for the purchase, right? Because at some point, if you do a full sales sequence, so maybe 7 days of sales emails, that makes more sense. By the end, you can say, okay, time's running out and it's time to buy. But at the beginning, you're still warming people up. Sales emails do add scarcity, they add urgency. So doors are closing, there's only 3 left, that kind of thing. And they are part of a sequence often, because if you were to send a one-off sales email, chances are you're not going to get as great a response as you would if you have a sequence of emails that shows people, well, here's my authority, here's what I'm offering, here's how I solve your problem, and now you can join me in my program, or you can buy this magic widget and it will solve your problem too. So here are some examples of sales emails. So I'm talking about some lessons I've learned, and then I'm asking people to join a workshop. So it's not just, hey, join my workshop. It's, here's some things that you can do, and now I'm inviting you to join. And the subject line was lessons learned. Here's another one. This one, you can see it all changes tomorrow. That's one of those scarcity ones, or urgency, I should say. It all changes tomorrow, because if you don't get your ticket right now, you're going to miss out, right? So that's what this is about. This is about showing people that they really need to do this stuff so that they can not miss out. And here's another one. This is a nurture email. I'm sorry. This is a Handraiser email, sales email combination. So I wanted to put it here. Can you chat? If I sent you that email, you'd probably be like, oh, yeah, I can chat. Why, Melanie? What do you want to chat about? So I'm saying, I understand what you're going through. If you want to grow and scale your business, well, I'm working through these strategies with my clients, and I would love to help you too. So click here. So now let's talk about these Handraiser emails. And they work great on social media too. And your call to action can simply be drop an emoji below to join, or drop a comment below if you'd like more information. So a Handraiser email, it calls out a specific person. So it might say their name, hey, Melanie, or it could say, are you looking to make Q4 the greatest quarter you've ever had? Do you really want to scale your business and you just don't know the best way? Well, I'm looking for a specific group of people to help them grow and scale. And if you are coachable and you have $10,000 a month and you are ready to make a difference in the world, then I want you to hit reply to this email right now. Okay, none of that's true, but that's what it would be like. So your simple call to action, right? So it's not there. There's got to be. The thing about emails is the more complicated they get, and this goes across the board for all content marketing, but the more complicated things are, the more likely you're going to lose people, because a confused mind doesn't buy, right? So if you have a simple call to action that says, hit reply to this email, or click this link to join the program, it's very simple. And people are like, okay, I'm going to click the link and then I'm going to join the program. And what these specific emails do is they inspire action, because they're more tailored to the person. So, for example, with my email list, I have about 3,000 people on my email list. Some of them are authors, many of them are not. So I will send Handraiser emails out to authors and I'll say, hey, have you written a book? If so, this is for you. But I can also send emails out to people who are entrepreneurs who have not yet written a book, but it will still provide them value, whatever it is that I'm offering. So here's another example of a Handraiser. So the subject is something new. I'm doing a workshop. If you want to get clear on these things, I'd love for you to join. Just reply to this email and put workshop in the subject line so I can get you all the details. Right? Simple. And it looks like it came from me. I mean, I wrote it, but it also went out through my email platform. So I didn't have to send it from Gmail 700 times, right? Because we want to be smart with our time. So here's another one. Quick question. What if the next few months were the most pivotal months of your life? I have some spots open on my calendar. Click here to book a spot. And then I also put a button at the bottom just in case they don't click there, they can click that button at the bottom. And so it's really speaking to that one person who's looking for these next few months to be the most pivotal of their lives, right? So they want a change, and I'm saying I'm here to help you do that. So let's talk about the 3 C's of email marketing. Because up until now I've been giving you, the strategy and the hows and but let's talk about what it is to keep going. Like from today, you've got some action steps, totally, but here's what you have to remember. So, clarity. I mentioned before, a confused mind doesn't buy. I cannot stress this enough that always opt for clarity over more than you need to do. So if you want to send a short email, it's better to send a short email than a long newsletter with 700 things that you're up to. Because people don't have the bandwidth for that. I know you don't. I know I don't. I'm sure you don't. And I got one yesterday actually. This is a good example. So I got an email from somebody yesterday and it said, "I took 4 months off work and now I'm sending you an email with everything I'm up to going forward." And I thought, "Wow, what's in this for me?" Nothing. And that's what happens when somebody opens your email. They say automatically, "What's in it for me?" And if there's nothing in it for them, you get deleted. Every email, regardless of what it is, needs to have a call to action. I mentioned this earlier, but I'm going to stress it now. You want to lead people to the next thing. You do not want to lose them on the customer journey. So, whether it's join my Facebook group, listen to my podcast, watch me speak at an event, whatever it is, always have a call to action in your emails and really be specific about how people can follow that call to action. There's a great speaker who I read his book, and in the book, he says, really walk people through. If you want them to sign up for something, show them how to sign up, show them what to press, show them what happens afterward. Because when you walk people through it, they really get it. And it's simple. People love to be told what to do. I do. And then I do it. Now, this is what I call the granny panties of marketing, of content marketing as a whole. It's super unsexy, but it's what's going to be the difference for you and set you apart from your competitors. If you are consistent. Now, remember that lady I told you about who hadn't emailed in 4 months? If I didn't happen to actually know her personally, I would have been like, who is this and why do I care? And I'm going to unsubscribe. You see, consistency is so vital because that is what does all the things. It's what keeps you top of mind. It's what helps you nurture your list. It's what helps you grow your list. It's what helps you grow your audience and your mission as a whole. So I want to give you guys a gift because you have learned about planning your content. Now I want to give you a place to actually do it. So here is a free content calendar for you to grab. It's just at vipdigital.live/content calendar. You can go right there, enter your name, your email, and you will have a content calendar for the end of this year and all the way through next year. It's got some great information in it. So any of those national days and holidays, National Selfie Day, which is my birthday, all that stuff is there. And so you can print it out and keep it with you month to month, and you can plan ahead what you're going to be sending in your emails and your social as a whole. So I am now here for some questions. I'm going to stop sharing, and I would love to see if there are any questions and raised hands or any questions at all. I am here. Got a few minutes left.
All righty. It looks like we don't have any questions just yet. Hey, everyone, if you feel like you have anything to ask, drop it in the chat or raise your hand, and I will be able to add you to this stage. But I really like the structure that you brought to this. The types of emails that convert were amazing. I think for every session, I'm trying to have at least one key takeaway for you. So I hope that this is going to be one of your guys' takeaway.
I think that it's important to, one thing I should say, Natalie, is that sometimes people say, okay, well, I used to send emails and now I don't anymore, and I'm too afraid to start. So today is the day that you start. Today is the day that you say, okay, I've got an email subscriber list and they're going to hear from me. And you know what? You don't have to give a whole boatload of excuses. You can just start. And if you start by sending value, people are going to say, oh, this is really valuable. Not a laundry list of everything that you've been up to, but what is in it, I can't speak, for them, for the person opening the email. And, finding the fortune in your email list as a whole is really that every time somebody gives you their email address, you then have a potential client, a potential customer. And so if you do not nurture them, you are going to lose them. And that's ultimately what I hope people take away from today, is that not just how to do the emails, but also that you can do it and that you should, because that's going to make a difference for you in your business.
All righty, totally agree. Thank you so much for sharing all of this. Jocelyn is saying, thank you for all the valuable content and effective presentation. Jocelyn, thank you so much.
Thank you,
Melanie,
Jocelyn.
it was my pleasure. I hope to chat with you really soon.
Thank you so much.
Everyone, we will see you in the next session.